All right, so now we're on to our next shape. As you can see, our isometric there, this is a shape that kind of has a like a T with the tower off of the front there. As we go through, same kind of process. We won't always have to do the coloring, but what I like about doing this at first is it gives us that visual guide. I like the visual aspect of what we see here because it really does help us start to piece it all together. So I go through, I color anything that is on the front. Again, those are those shapes that are angled up to the left. I'm going to color those green. Anything that's angled up to the right, I'm going to angle or color those red. That represents our right side in depth of the shape. The green represents the width of our shape. And then anything that is across the top here. So any of that kind of flat looking tile, that's going to be the top of our shape. We color that blue. And now we can start to see. Well, green, I start looking, okay, I got two kind of chunks that are green. So I know that I'm going to have a change there. Red, I count 1, 2, 3, 4 different spots that have red. So I'm going to have a lot of little pieces in that right side. And then the blue, I've got the big T piece, and then I've got this other little chunk. So all three of these are going to show some level of change. Then I start looking, okay, well, when I look, this tower doesn't have anything behind it. So that tells me that between these two pieces here, since this one continues to go back, there's going to be a hidden change happening on this front piece here. There's not a piece here. And this is where, when we draw it out, we'll talk a little bit more. But we will not have the dotted line there. And that's for a reason that you'll see in just a second. So let's go ahead and get started on that front. So on the front, when I look at this, I can see that I have 1, 2, 3 linking cubes along the base of that. So I'm going to have a base of 9/4 inches. The height on the left side of this is 6/4 inches, but then the height on the right side is only 3/4 inches. So let's go ahead and let's zoom in. Again, I go to 125. I'm going to find the front. I'm going to try to work from this line and we're going to bring it over. So this was 9/4 inches. I hold shift down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we've got our 9/4 inches. We said that along the left side, it went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6/4 inches. Along the right side, it went 3. Now, just to make sure that we get the pieces of this right, we see that this one makes like a little L, like a staircase almost. So it comes over 3, down 3, over 3, down 3. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going over 3/4 inches, down 3/4 inches, over 3/4 inches, 1, 2, 3, and then down 3/4 inches. So then that leaves just this one opening. So if we finish that off, we should see that that other cube is a 3 by 3, or excuse me, 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch. It is. So we know that that is complete. So now we have the front with everything that we see. We talked about those two hidden lines. Well, one of those hidden lines we said was after the tower, there was nothing, but this piece kept going. So we need that hidden line to show that between here at some point, there's a change behind what we see. The other one was between these two pieces, that behind this piece, there was nothing. But notice if I go to put my dotted line here, it doesn't really show. There's nothing to put there because we would always put a change that we see before we have a change that we don't see. We would always have that change line there, that solid line in front of the dotted line so that we know priority goes to what we can actually see. Let's look at the right side here. Now, along the right side, that depth of this shape is going to be those 3 cubes, which is 9/4 inches. And then along the left side, we have the 2 cubes, and it's going to look very similar. Along the right side, it's the 1 cube, and then that tower is just the 1 cube. So without drawing our lines, notice if I stick close to it, it makes it real easy to make sure I'm where I need to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9/4 inches. We set along the left side. We go up the 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we kind of follow that same pattern where it goes 3 over, 3 down, 3 over. But here, it's going to look a little bit different. We just want to make sure. So I'm going to just bring that all the way out because I know that this is a flat surface at the top, and then connect it. So we have the perimeter. So again, different strategies for different pieces of it. My way is not the only right way. So you're going to see this differently. Use whatever strategies work best for you in order to make this accurate. So when we look at this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different pieces that are red. The nice thing is each of those pieces is one cube face. So we can come over here, we can take this one apart, we could separate this one out. So there's the 2. We count over and we separate this one, and there's our 4 different pieces. So now these look very similar, but again, they give us a different aspect, a different picture of the shape. So now let's look at the front. So I'm going to hold this to where I can still see that left side. Across the top, when we look at this, we want to make sure that the green, we turn it so that that is on the bottom. So it's like we lift it up and this becomes the bottom of the shape. Now, this is going to look a little bit more like a cactus maybe, where we're going up 3, right 3, up 6, right 3, and then we kind of come down. So I'm going to do that step of it. I'm going to start here. So we're going up 3, right 3, 1, 2, 3, and then it went up 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right 1, 2, 3. We come back down 3, 1, 2, 3. So now I'm in this corner. We're coming out 3, down 3, in 3. So out 1, 2, 3, down 1, 2, 3, back in 1, 2, 3. We're right here. We come down 3 and back across 6, and we should meet up. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we do match back up. So now we look. Well, we've got the 2 pieces of blue. There's no hidden changes here. There's nothing underneath where we're at. So we look at these and we can see that this piece over here is where that change is. And there's that kind of T shape that we have. I'm going to zoom out for a minute so we can look at this. Let's try 75. Can we get it all in there? All right. So again, as we do this, there's certain aspects we want to verify. Does the height line up? Yes. And we can even check those intermediate heights. So all 3 of those levels of height line up. Do the widths line up? So the outside line up. And then we can even see that there's a change here that we see and a change here that we see. So all of those changes are there. On the depth, this is the harder one. This kind of curls around. So this goes here. We can see that there's a change here, another change here, and then the last corner there. That's the harder one to match up like that. And that's why we want to use the front as that guide to make sure everything lines up. Because if the right and the top match up with the front, that tells us that those depths will match up as well. We can get rid of all of our guidelines and we have another multi-view done. Nice job, folks.